Super Mario Galaxy the movie has everything it needs to become one of the best video game movie adaptations ever made. But have you noticed that there are several questions that will probably only be answered once the movie is released? Will Donkey Kong appear? The gorilla who has his own game franchise was one of the coolest surprises in the first movie, mainly because his dialogue with Mario is hilarious. No wonder most fans want to see him in this sequel, but we still don't know for sure if he'll show up, since he doesn't appear in the trailer at all. On top of that, Seth Rogen, the actor who voices Donkey Kong, is not among the confirmed cast members for Super Mario Galaxy the movie, which means that the gorilla's appearance is not guaranteed, and there's a very real possibility he simply won't show up, especially because Donkey Kong is expected to get his own animated movie very soon, since Universal Pictures, the company behind Illumination, recently registered the copyright for a project centered around the character. But you never know, right? Sometimes certain actors are intentionally kept off the confirmed cast list just to surprise fans, so Donkey Kong might have a surprise appearance in the sequel, even if it's just a short scene to remind us that he exists and is part of this amazing universe. But we'll only know the truth when the movie comes out. And keep in mind, this is just one of the 12 questions that will need to be answered in Super Mario Galaxy the movie. The moment has come! Let's enjoy another Cinewave together! Where did Peach come from? A big mystery about Peach's life was introduced back in the first movie released in 2023, and everything indicates that this sequel will finally give us the answer we've been waiting for. When Peach tells Mario about her origins, she reveals that she came from another world when she was still a child and was taken in by the Toads, who eventually made her the leader of the Mushroom Kingdom. All of this wasn't taken from the games. It was created specifically for the movie, and now that we have a film that promises to explore the cosmic side of the Super Mario Bros. Universe, it's expected that Peach will finally discover where she really came from, bringing a revelation that might completely change everything we thought we knew about her. What kind of plot twist is being planned? A well-known theory is that Peach has the same origin as Rosalina, possibly being her younger sister or even her daughter, something that fans have theorized since the games, and that could finally be canon in the movies. Where is Yoshi? The post-credit scene of the first movie made fans extremely excited because it showed Yoshi's egg cracking, suggesting that the dinosaur Mario uses as a mount in the games would appear in the sequel. Now we have a trailer for this sequel called Super Mario Galaxy, and wait, where's Yoshi? The little dinosaur didn't show up in the trailer, even though he has already been confirmed as part of the cast. But how will he be introduced? It's hard to imagine that happening in a movie adapting one of Mario's space adventures. In fact, many people thought this movie would be an adaptation of Super Mario World, the game that introduced Yoshi, and that was actually the working title before it was revealed that the movie would be Super Mario Galaxy. Some people think the initial idea really was for the movie to be World instead of Galaxy, which would explain why the post-credit scene focused on Yoshi instead of showing Rosalina, who was a character introduced in Super Mario Galaxy. Either way, we will see Yoshi in the movie. We'll just have to wait to learn how he connects with the rest of the story. Who is the movie's villain? Now, something that really leaves us wondering is, who will be the main villain of the movie? The trailer we got showed several different threats, but didn't confirm who the big enemy of Mario's new adventure will be. Bowser Jr. looks pretty threatening, but will he really be that dangerous? And what about the robot Rosalina is shown fighting? In both Super Mario Galaxy games, the antagonist is Mario's biggest enemy, Bowser, but in the trailer, he doesn't seem to be a threat at all. So what if the real villain of this story is being kept secret by Illumination and Nintendo? What are your guesses? We're sure you have your own theories, and if we're right, just comment down below #answers along with what you think. We want to end this curiosity as much as you do. Who attacked Rosalina? Speaking of villains, there's a good chance the main enemy has some kind of connection to the robot that shows up fighting Rosalina in one of the coolest scenes in the trailer. After all, why would someone send a machine to attack her unless they had some pretty terrible intentions? Especially because, in the games, the space station where Rosalina lives protects the Grand Stars, extremely powerful stars that make whoever takes them practically unbeatable. In the games, Bowser steals those stars and uses their power to become giant and super powerful. The robot probably went after Rosalina to steal the Grand Stars, but was it sent by Bowser himself, or by some mysterious mysterious new villain? There are theories saying the robot was built by Professor Egad, the same scientist who made Bowser Jr.'s magic paintbrush in the games, since the robot's face looks a lot like Egad's own face. But he's not an evil person in the games, so could he actually be trying to help Rosalina? Or was the robot simply built by him but taken over by someone else? And honestly, wouldn't it be just like Bowser Jr. to be secretly behind all of this? Does Rosalina know Mario? Something that leaves a lot of people confused is a scene in the movie that has already been shown to the public, where Rosalina is telling the story of Princess Peach, until her Lumas suddenly say they want to hear the story of the plumbers, referring to Mario and Luigi. And from the way the scene plays out, it seems like Rosalina has told their story to the Lumas several times already. But then the question starts, how does this princess who lives in outer space know the story of Peach and Mario at all? It's a bit confusing, so much so that some people believe this scene actually takes place after the events of the movie, as if the story of Super Mario Galaxy were Rosalina narrating the adventure she lived with the plumbers. But we have to remember that she lives in an observatory in space, from where she can probably watch what happens on other planets. She may have seen the entire adventure Mario went through to save his brother. Good guy Bowser? Bowser takes up almost half of the Super Mario Galaxy trailer, but not as the same tyrannical Bowser we're used to. He's still trapped and shrunk down since he was defeated by the plumbers, and he's even taken up painting as a hobby. Plus, he's apparently become friends with Luigi. All of this seems to suggest that Bowser is turning into a good guy.
But is he really changing? Or is he just behaving himself until Bowser Jr. shows up to save him?
It's very easy to imagine him going right back to who he always was the moment he gets his full size back, instantly becoming the movie's main villain from that point on. And remember, as we've already mentioned, Bowser is the main villain in the Super Mario Galaxy games, so it would make perfect sense if he ended up stealing the Grand Stars to become a threat to the entire universe. However, the first movie mixed elements from several different games all at once, so Illumination might choose to put a different villain in the spotlight this time, which would be the perfect opportunity to keep Bowser as a good guy in this sequel. Is Mario's grandfather important? Something really cool in the first Mario movie is that the members of Mario's family who live in New York actually appear before he travels to the Mushroom Kingdom, and one of the most interesting of them is Grandpa Mario, mainly because some fans believe he might be more important than he seems, and the new movie now has the chance to confirm or deny that. After all, if you didn't know, the very first time Mario appeared in a game was in the original Donkey Kong, where the gorilla was the villain, but the Donkey Kong from that game is not the same one from the later titles. He's actually the grandfather of the modern Donkey Kong, already very old in the current timeline. This also means that the Mario from that game is not the Mario who later became famous, but rather his grandfather, known as Jumpman. Many fans believe that Grandpa Mario in the movie might actually be Jumpman, and that he once fought the grandfather of today's Donkey Kong. You know what would be awesome? Subscribing right now and getting all our videos straight on YouTube! Where is Kamek? Remember Kamek, Bowser's right-hand mage in the first movie? We still have no idea what happened to him after the big villain was defeated, and now that Super Mario Galaxy is getting closer to its release, it's finally time for that question to be answered. Where did Kamek end up? Is he also imprisoned, or did he manage to escape? If Kamek really escaped, we can totally imagine him having some kind of connection to Bowser Jr.'s appearance. It's possible the wizard is helping Bowser's son rescue him, and if that's the case, Mario and Luigi are in way more trouble than we could ever imagine. Where does Mario live? The ending of the Super Mario Bros. Movie was incredible, showing that the Plumber Brothers didn't abandon the Mushroom Kingdom and kept on adventuring there. In fact, the story implied that they literally started living in that world. But of course, the final scene of a movie is always vague, and the sequel has the potential to explain how all of this actually works. Did Mario and Luigi never return to Earth? Or do they live in the Mushroom Kingdom but visit their family in New York on weekends? Or are they still living in New York and only spend a few days in their Mushroom Kingdom home every now and then? Which Lumas will appear? The Lumas will play a very important role in this movie, alongside Rosalina, who is always surrounded by these little cosmic creatures. But the question is, how many Lumas will actually show up? All we know is a lot. In the first movie, we had already seen a blue Luma who, surprisingly, turned out to be pretty pessimistic. And in this new one, we've already seen several new Lumas in different colors just in the promotional material. A yellow one, a red one, a green one, a pink one, and many others. How many Lumas exist? And honestly, seriously, how many Lumas exist in total? This movie will have the perfect moments to explain everything about these beings, and it's easy to imagine Rosalina casually saying in a scene exactly how many of them there are. Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands? That could change everything. If there were an immeasurable number of Lumas, they could even join forces and defeat the movie's villain all by themselves, which would be absolutely hilarious to watch. We've prepared 2 videos you're going to love. Pick one and keep having fun here with Teen Videos.